Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. My name is Marissa if you are new here, your favorite problematic housewife. Okay, today I got a special little video for you guys. I have created a compilation video of Miss Radiant Britt, and I want to give you a little bit of context before we get into the clips, and so you can see where I'm coming from. But first, this lovely avatar that was made for me by my good friend over at the Magicians Manor, I will leave the artist down below, and I will also leave the Magicians Manor's channel down below. He also makes thumbnails for people if you guys are interested, but I think this is so cute and I love it so much. I've been forgetting to add it into my videos, so make sure you check all that stuff out in the description box. So I decided to take a bunch of clips of Radiant Britt nitpicking and obsessing over the Dougherty dozen. I just wanted to kind of show you guys what I see when I'm watching her videos, because the nitpicking and just the picking every little thing apart has gotten so out of control, and I think people will really get a good idea of what I'm talking about seeing all of it put together and seeing how crazy it is that this woman gets picked apart for the dumbest, most irrelevant things. Now, do people make some good points on certain things sometimes? Yes, I'm not going to say there's never a good point made. But all of this stuff that is constantly nitpicked is just a joke at this point, and it really makes the whole message get lost. Whatever argument you're trying to make and whatever point you're trying to get across gets completely lost when you are nitpicking at all of this irrelevant stuff. So I'm going to stop blabbing. Let's just get right into it.
I have to put a very obvious disclaimer in here that I am not a doctor, I'm not a nutritionist, I am not a fitness instructor, I'm not an aerobics person, I'm not an aquatics gymnast, I'm none of the above. I have a terrible diet, but
huge red flags as me, just an idiot on the internet.
I'm an idiot. You're an idiot.
I want to explain to you guys, in this video, we had Dunkin' Donuts for a snack. Then we had the charcuterie board that had more sugar. Then we had the lollipops from the piano teacher, and we had Pop Rocks for dessert. That is a lot of sugar for a child in a given day, especially a child that Alicia has said could become easily addicted to things like sugar, video games, so on and so forth. This is why she receives criticism.
It's not because people are bored or jealous or just being mean.
As me, just an idiot on the internet.
I mean, if you're counting the sugar intake of other people's children, I would say you must be pretty bored or a salty, jealous hater. It's gotta be one of the two.
8 social media accounts she said they have. She manages their 8 social media accounts. That is a huge digital footprint for these kids. We're not just talking about Instagram and TikTok. Taking the magic away from Christmas. You're taking the awe factor of unwrapping something and seeing what's in the box. Because again, content is over everything in the Dougherty household. So next, I think that it is insane the things that some people will do in order to form content.
I'm so pissed off right now.
I was not planning on doing another Dougherty dozen video for at least for a couple of days. I just
At least for a couple of days. Bitch, you upload a video about them literally every single day.
just had some other stuff that was on my mind that I wanted to talk to you guys about, but I watched her freaking Costco haul and I'm so angry.
Haul. This is something that she does all the time. It's not something new or interesting.
You would be right about that, Britt. It's not interesting at all.
But I received some messages about this Costco haul, so I decided to watch it at 2x speed for myself just to see what's the upset about. Why am I seeing Costco all over my DMs? And this woman announces that she's doing this 1 million subscriber quote celebration on Christmas Eve. So I'm thinking, okay, what could she have planned? What could she possibly come up with that, you know, is exciting for the viewers?
Well, I think we're all seeing today what you come up with that's exciting for your viewers, because your content about food and water bottles is just riveting.
She ends up going over to Costco, and this woman buys like 150 granola bars, 200 Nutri-Grain bars, a bunch of cookies, a bunch of snacks, and so much bread. My heart almost hit the floor when I saw the amount of bread she bought.
Oh, the horror! She bought bread and granola bars and fruit bars. My stomach was in knots. I almost threw up when I saw how much fucking bread this woman bought. You guys, I need to sit down. I think I'm gonna be sick.
Decided to buy some hoodies and sweatpants, as if they don't have a million of those already. She also bought a ton of socks. So here's the thing. Alicia Dougherty, and this is not a threat or anything like that, but this is what I hope she's going to do. I hope that all of these granola bars and Nutri-Grain bars are going to the homeless shelter. I hope that all the socks are going to their local homeless shelter. And it would be nice if sweatsuits also did, because let's be honest, they already have it at home. So here's my hope. My hope is that she's going to have her kids pitch in, and instead of just playing with their toys and being extra spoiled on Christmas, they spend part of their Christmas Eve helping put together bagged lunches for the homeless shelter. I hope that's what's going to happen.
What? Children, instead of enjoying your Christmas and opening gifts and having fun, you have to sit there and make bagged lunches because you guys are spoiled brats. Wow. Britt, why don't you sit and bag lunches for Christmas? I highly doubt that that's what you did, bitch. I think it's so obvious that Britt hates children, but so after this clip, let's take a look at the video Britt did after Alicia actually did end up making a bunch of bagged lunches and giving it to charity. Did Britt give her props? Let's see.
Endless loaves of bread being put to use by Alicia. Now here's the thing. She's making 200 sandwiches for her 1 million subscriber celebration on YouTube. Thank you, Dietz and Watson, for donating all the meats and cheeses.
Ew.
I have been really hoping that she was going to do the right thing after I saw that Costco haul. And I said, let me give the benefit of the doubt. Hopefully this is going back to people that are unhoused this holiday season, where she is showing, first of all, putting all of this bread on just a table. We don't, let's just give the benefit of the doubt and say that she sanitized this table. This table should have been covered with some kind of plastic wrap or saran wrap or something in order for this porous surface, which is wood, to not come in contact with this bread that could be going to people outside of the Dougherty home. She's not wearing gloves. Now, y'all don't have to be the smartest people on the planet to know that when you're preparing food for others, sanitize, wash your hands.
Number one, and I am not a food inspector.
Number one, who knows if the table was properly sanitized? Number two, it doesn't have a cover on it, so there's no protecting this food that is going to be ingested from the germs and who knows what else that might be on this table. That she's not wearing a hairnet. She's not wearing an apron or anything to keep her clothing from brushing up against this bread that is on the edge of this dining room table.
What in the world is wrong with you? What in the world is wrong with you?
The lovely ingredients that she used on these sandwiches. She is using mayo.
It was really hard to even get through that video. She did an entire freaking video about Alicia, how she made the sandwiches. It wasn't clean enough. She put mayo in it. She's doing this. She's doing that. It's ridiculous. She literally demanded that Alicia and the kids make bagged lunches for the homeless. And now she's literally picking apart every detail of how these sandwiches were made, what was in them. This is just so ridiculous. These people are homeless. They're hungry. They're just happy to get food. This is outrageous.
When it comes to this situation, we're again going back to, oh, we're going to do something nice for people, but it's also part of a brand deal, part of a sponsorship where I'm making money. So literally all that Alicia did was buy the bread, which is a tax write-off because it was part of her vlog from Costco. The mayo, that was definitely bought in a vlog as well, write-off. And she was sent meats and cheeses from Dietz & Watson. Alicia has done nothing but make money for herself while being a fake savior. She is not the savior that some of y'all think she is, and I get so irate over it, and that's why I talk about her all the damn time. She creates the problems for people to be upset about and make content about. It is infuriating. I hate fake saviors. I don't like liars. I don't like fake saviors. I don't appreciate when people manipulate others for feelings and monetary gain. I think it's all just disgusting.
That's hilarious because that is exactly what Britt does. Emotionally manipulates her audience so that they get outraged and pissed and go after the people she doesn't like. Wow.
I don't know if you have to be like qualified to do that. I kind of worry about, you know, Alicia's kitchen is not super clean.
So there she showed some water bottles with all of the kids' names on them. Where are those water bottles? Why are we buying plastic water bottles still when your kids could still be using water bottles that have their names on it and utilize a water filter? I know the bottled water works a lot of your all's nerves. It does.
Where's the water bottles at, bitch?
Does me as well. Color code the damn cups. Get them new cups. Tell them that if they lose their cup, then they can get one replacement and then that's it. No one.
A septic issue, and you're spending so much money on going to a laundromat and buying bottled water and buying single-use utensils and all this kind of stuff. Why not just fix the septic issue instead of spending thousands and thousands of dollars on all of this other nonsense? Why not just invest it into your home and fix the issue so that you can actually use water at home? Why not put a filter on your tap so that the kids can have water that way? They get a reusable water bottle with her name on it, and that gets rid of the bottled water issue, or at least it will cut down on it. I know some people keep bottled water around their house for emergencies, or, you know, once in a while it'll get used, but we're talking about literally 14 people going through bottles and bottles and...
Oh my god, I'm so bored, you guys. Oh, it is hard getting through this video. I mean, the things I do for my subscribers. I'm taking one for the team, y'all.
In cases of water, it just seems like a small step where she could say, I really care about our environment, so I'm going to cut down on the single-use plastic that I'm using. I will tell you guys, reusable Ziploc bags are amazing. You can throw them in the dishwasher, you can microwave them. She's constantly buying these little cups to give the kids their medications in.
I gotta get more Dixie cups for the kids' vitamins and medicines.
To me, again, this is just another thing that she's very wasteful with. Why don't you buy the little baby mason jars or really small Tupperware containers, and you can write their name or have some kind of label on them, instead of having all of this plastic and all of this single-use stuff that she runs through all of the time. You know, Ziploc bags and paper plates, paper cups, paper forks, or plastic forks and utensils and plastic cups. It's just a lot of waste.
It seems like Britt decided this day to play the role of Captain Save-A-Ho. She's out here saving all the trees one by one.
And a lot of people have taken notice, and it might be simple for her, but let's talk about this woman who makes over $40,000 a month, spends a lot of money on unnecessary junk. And I'm not.
You guys, like, this is so ridiculous. I can't help but laugh as I'm trying to edit this video. Please tell me how this is commentary.
More bottled water. I guarantee that if you would put some rules in place, these kids would learn to respect the rules, and in turn, they would also end up respecting Alicia. But she's too lazy for that. She wants to claim in this video that she wakes up at 4 a.m. Allegedly, in my opinion, I don't think she ever woke up at 4 a.m. We went through that whole thing last, over the summer with the clock gate and, Josh announcing the time, and that wasn't the time that was, we've been through that before.
The fact that there even is something called Clockgate, it says it all.
But this is something that a lot of family vloggers do it's almost like an indirect way to make themselves look better, look like Supermom. I'm Superwoman, I'm Superman, and I'm doing all of these things and waking up at the ass crack of dawn for my kids. It's not a competition. I'd rather have a parent that wakes up at 7 or 8 a.m. who doesn't exploit their children and overshare their information. Filming her kids sleeping with the flash on. Bare minimum, if you're going to film your kids sleeping, can you cut the damn flash off? I mean, you're literally like right up in their face with your damn camera flash on. How annoying. How annoying is that for a child who's literally trying to sleep? Like, what are you doing?
A day in the life as a mom to 10 kids. My day starts at 5 a.m. to make 10 breakfasts and 10 lunches. Then I get 3 kids out the door and on the bus for their summer program, while I drop 2 other kids off to their summer program. We take the dog for a walk and go to the park. Then I have to go to work for a little bit, but the kids didn't seem to mind getting dragged along. After this morning, I needed some more coffee. Then it's home for snack and outside play while I take care of the chickens. Josh took games to football while I took Zoe to soccer games. Then we all meet at home for dinner and some chill out time. After a day like today, it's time for bed. I get asked all the time, how do I do it all? Well, it's all thanks to coffee, kisses, and a good night's sleep on my LifeWit pillow.
So she was most likely sponsored by that pillow company that she showed there in the very end.
This is very recycled content. This is very recycled content.
Like, where's the entertainment value in this? Unless you're just someone who likes watching other people's kids, which if you are, please seek help. Aside from that, I don't understand why people are so fascinated with family vloggers. I really don't understand it, and I'm not just being like a salty hater. I just think it's alarming when people get overly invested in other people's children. And they feel comfortable seeing clips of kids sleeping, and they're okay with that. Like me seeing a clip of a child sleeping, you're going to spend, let's just be fair and say $500 on shoes for them. But 5 minutes earlier, you bought really cheap jewelry. There are certain things in life, in my opinion, that are worth investing in. And I would rather have a $5 pair of shoes and a chain that I actually paid for, and I know that it's good quality. When you're thinking about the wear and tear, that chain could be something that the child has for the rest of their life. She has the money to do so, so why not go to a proper jewelry store and actually buy something that is going to be a keepsake for them for the rest of their life. So I thought that was really funny, just like the comparison. You're so quick to say, oh, okay, well, yeah, $600 shoes, no problem. Those shoes are going to be worn down, worn out, and then thrown in the trash. The chain, again, could be something worn for the rest of that child's life. Now she makes her way over to the Apple store, and
You guys, we get a full play-by-play of what Alicia's doing all day. Wow.
And I saw, it was yesterday, the day before, I saw her make a TikTok, and I'll throw it right here, of her flexing at the Apple store, walking out with all of these bags. Well, in this vlog, we got a little more context as to what's in the bag. She bought 12 iPads and 12 like keyboard folios. So these kids are getting new phones, new iPads, all of the toys that you could ever imagine. And these are children that also have been taught that everything is replaceable. So it's one thing if you're going to, you know, buy this kind of stuff and your kid actually understands that, like, look, this took me a lot to be able to buy, so you better treat it right. Her kids don't have that instilled in them. So if they break their iPads or break their phone within a week of having it because they get upset and throw it across the room, or they take it outside, throw it on the driveway, they don't care about their possessions. Because Alicia has showed them, I'm going to buy anything under the sun that you want, and if you break it, I'll buy you a new one tomorrow. Just like when the twins broke the TV, they had a new one in their house literally the same day. I also think it's really interesting that her youngest child is getting an iPad and a phone. What toddler needs an iPad and a phone? Usually, and this is only off my own experience, friends of mine that have kids, they'll give their child like their old iPad. When they upgrade, they'll, you know, pass down the iPad so it's not just garbage. I don't know, like, what do you guys think about such a young child having not only a phone but also an iPad? I think the phone is way more problematic. But
First of all, why does Britt care? Literally, why does she care? Second of all, I have toddlers. They all have tablets, and they've all been replaced 5 times. But it doesn't matter. What does she freaking care? It's weird to me. All right, up next in the Radiant Britt Alicia Dougherty play-by-play.
But she also bought the iPad. Now, she made her way over to Target, and she bought some Apple gift cards. And my ears kind of perked up when she said this, because I was thinking, why do they need Apple gift cards? Let's hear what she has to say. And she made it a point to say that their credit card is not linked to the iPads for the kids or their phones and spend all day long. So I understand that part of it. But because you're giving them gift cards with a monetary value, she did like $50 gift cards, how do you know what they're buying? That's always my question. It's not so much like, oh, is your credit card linked or is it a different credit card? The fact that they have open access to the App Store to buy things and download apps is what bothers me. These kids, in my opinion, should not be able to download apps and talk to other people on the internet. These kids should be protected. They shouldn't be able to receive messages from weirdos online. Whether or not the weirdo knows that it's a Dougherty child, that doesn't really matter. It's just the fact of your kid has access to talk to people on the internet. And you, as a parent, gave them the access to be able to do all of this. So it is your responsibility. You need to take accountability if something bad happens and if these kids are talking to bad people online. It's Alicia's fault. She also decided to address her haters for 1 second, and I think it was for all the wrong reasons. She says how haters will give her, you know, negative feedback about her buying her kids crafts and things like hula hoops.
Also, yes, I buy my teenagers things like crafts and hula hoops and some of that stuff that I'm buying for the little kids, because, you know what, I know I get like hate for it. Why are you buying a teenager a hula hoop? I'm sorry, But hula hoops are fun for any age. I'm 42 and I'm still gonna try out a hula hoop, okay?
Now, I don't know about you guys. I have not heard anyone say kids at a certain age should not be receiving crafts or hula hoops. It's so funny to me when YouTubers decide to, quote, address the haters, and they choose to address something that literally nobody is talking about. With Alicia, the haters are talking about her overspending, her food waste, her exploiting her children, her oversharing, the security issues, the posting the school bus, filming at the school, filming football practice. There's a laundry list of things that people are upset at Alicia over, and she decided to talk about damn crafts and hula hoops. No, that's not the message. That was never it. It's not it now, and good luck trying to justify it.
You're right, Britt. That's not the message. The message is stop buying water bottles. You give your kids too much candy. You buy them too much gifts. You spoil your kids too much. You buy too much bread. And you buy too much food and supplies at Costco. That's the message.
Once she was at home and settled, she also did an Amazon haul, and she did buy a gaming computer for $1,300 for one of her adopted kids. And this I'm not super mad at, because I think that this is also a child who is treated differently. So if he wanted a gaming computer and that's what she got for him, then, you know, by all means. I also hope that he's not talking to weirdos online, but I know nothing about gaming, so I don't know if those two necessarily cross paths. One of the first things that she does when she gets home is go ahead and give the dogs a bath. And first, she's using bath water that, based on how I interpreted this vlog, it was the bath water from the kids. So she says that she got the triplets had a bath. She shows washing both of the dogs. And while you don't have to be a dog groomer to give your dog a bath, that's pretty obvious, there are some things that you need to do, and she did the exact opposite, and that's why I got really pissed off, and that's why I'm jumping on this video to talk about it with y'all, because I know if I got pissed off, y'all are going to be pissed off when you see it as well. And so essentially, number one, dirty bath water. Number two, she's using human shampoo on her dogs. And for anyone that wants to say, oh, well, maybe she didn't know. If you don't know, that's what Google is for. As a dog owner, as a parent, as a kid.
She's using human shampoo on her dogs. Don't you know that your dog's fur is going to fall off and melt into the floor? This is the worst thing I think I've seen in 2022. And she didn't even use the expensive shampoo from the hairdresser. She used, wait for it. She used Suave. Suave. She used the shittiest human shampoo in the store. Even though I tell everybody she spends way too much money, I'm gonna be pissed. I'm pissed that she didn't buy the most expensive shampoo that you can get. It's bad enough that you exploit your kids on YouTube. Why don't you use Google, Alicia, and figure out how to bathe a dog? You know what? This is not a threat, Alicia. This is not a threat. But if you don't go online and buy the most expensive dog shampoo in the store, I will make your life miserable. You will see my crazy eyes standing over you every day that you wake up. Bathe your dog correctly, bitch!
Caregiver, as a barista at Starbucks, like any one of us has access to Google. It took me 2 seconds to find this information. I Googled, can you use human shampoo on dogs? First answer, no, you should not use human shampoo on dogs, as it can strip their coat of natural oils and cause irritation. If you must use a dog shampoo substitute, opt for something that is gentle and designed for sensitive skin, like baby shampoo. Just make sure it's a very small amount and rinse thoroughly. So obviously this is talking about God forbid if your dog gets into something and you don't have time to go to the store, the pet supply store, to buy something that is proper, then a small amount of baby shampoo can be used in emergency situations. I would never even think to use human shampoo on my dogs. It wouldn't even cross my mind. It's lazy, it's foolish, it's uninformed, and it's careless. So moving on, we obviously, you don't have to be a rocket scientist to realize don't use human shampoo on dogs. Dogs' shampoo is specifically formulated for their hair, their skin, their biological makeup. And on top of it, if y'all want to know what kind of human shampoo she was using freaking Suave, which is, don't get me wrong, if that's what your budget allows for and you use it on yourself, that's fine. But Suave is the absolute cheapest option that you can get at the grocery store. Like their shampoo, I think a couple years ago, last time I took notice, you could get Suave shampoo for like $1.19 a bottle. So it's very abrasive, extremely stripping, not something that is nourishing. And I just couldn't believe, like, she was just dumping this shampoo like into her hand, putting it on the dog. She wasn't even really allowing the shampoo to contact the dog's skin, which in this case was probably a good thing. But it was just like so haphazard, so half-assed, just like she does so many other things in her life that we've seen. The kids were bathed in this water before she put the dogs in the bathtub. That's disgusting. That is trifling. That is so just inexcusable. It's gross. It's dirty. It's just not acceptable. And I don't care if that seems petty to some people. I think it's disgusting. Putting them in a dirty tub with dirty water with a shampoo that's going to possibly make half their fur fall off. Like, what is wrong with you? Alicia, what is wrong with you? I really try to give grace and not be too cruel or anything like that. And I know some people think I'm cruel anyway, and that's not what I'm here for tonight. But this, I cannot understand. I think it's absolutely disgusting. Like, that's the only thing that I can think of. And the poor dogs are the ones that are going to have to possibly pay for this lazy ass behavior.
You have 2 dogs. Why don't you have a bottle of dog shampoo
in your house? Like, and she's had her one dog for a really long time. So does that mean that this entire time that dog has been cleansed with human shampoo, that she still feeds her dogs cheap store brand kibble? No, not necessarily, but I still think that it should be called out. I just wouldn't even.
I just don't get it. I am appalled, and honestly, I'm disgusted, and that might be dramatic to some of y'all.
She got a chocolate bar and a $50 gift card from Wegmans for being one of their top 100 highest spenders. I think it's funny that they sent that to her after she really threw shade at them over the summer. I just kind of thought it was funny. And again, this flex culture with family vloggers, way to flex on your subscribers that you're one of their highest spending customers when some of your subscribers might not hardly be able to feed their family for, next week.
How much was that expensive mask that you were putting on and showing your subscribers, Britt? Talk about flexing.
I just don't like this. I don't like when people flex about an abundance of spending. Like, oh, well, I not only buy this, but I'm one of the top customers, and here's my $1,500 receipt. And it's just that kind of thing that I don't like. I'm all here for hauls and, sharing stuff like that. Y'all know this. But with her, it's just like, well, look how much I'm doing. It's an abundance, and it's flex culture in a little bit of an indirect way. And as I said before, you don't have to be flexing Lambos and Louis Vuitton bags to be participating in flex culture. So those are my thoughts on this. But we're going to go ahead and see her shopping hauls. Now, there are a ton of these TikToks, and I know that I've been told that I am a broken record sometimes. I know that I've been told that I'm a broken record sometimes. To the question, what's in the box that Alicia Dougherty had in her driveway? We have an answer, and I also wanted to share some of the huge red flags as me, just an idiot on the internet that does not have any experience with installing lockers. Yes, that's the answer.
Am I the only one who finds it funny that Britt literally tells us she's not qualified to have an opinion on the things she's about to talk about in every video?
I'm not a construction person. I know nothing, but this video still has massive red flags. The question that was floating around was, what's in these boxes that the Doughertys have in their driveway? Is it paper plates? Is it White Claws? Is it risque Halloween costumes for her kids? Like, what's in the box? Everyone wanted to know. Well, the answer is lockers. So she has put lockers in her garage as a way to organize shoes and coats for her kids. Or she had to buy some stickers on Amazon and, you know, make this a thing for them, which that part of it I think is great. However, there are a lot of issues with these lockers going in her garage. First and foremost, because I want to hold on to people's attention in this video, because this is actually something that's a potential hazard. So here's the first thing. When people decide to install something in their home, you don't just like bring it into your house and set it up and that's it. You just like set it there and it's good to go. Things like this require something called anchoring, and they need to be secure so that the locker doesn't tip over. So it doesn't tip back, it doesn't tip forward, and it won't potentially fall on a child. So essentially, she starts to unwrap these lockers that are actually, to me, and correct me if I'm wrong, these look like your standard lockers, like that you would have in a school. These are not mini lockers. These are not like, these lockers look like you literally just like brought them right out of a school and put them smack dab in the middle of the driveway. Rest here. So you would think that if you're taking kind of standard issue school lockers and you want to install them in your house, you would have someone who is like a general contractor, or, I mean, clearly her husband knows nothing about this, or else he would have caught this before the kids actually started using them, to do a proper installation of these in the garage so that they are safe and secure for the kids that are going to be using them. When Alicia's unpacking these, she literally says that it's way too heavy and she could get smushed under it, so she was going to wait for her husband to come home.
I gotta wait for Josh. It's way too heavy. I'm gonna end up like smushed under it. Okay, I'll just get the other one open.
That already tells you that, okay, if I'm nervous about trying to maneuver these alone and I'm gonna wait for someone else to be able to help me, we should probably make sure that they're properly installed and not just set up in the garage so that these kids can potentially climb on them, tip them over. This is actually a really scary thing, and
Okay guys, I can't do it anymore. She literally made a 20-minute video complaining about lockers and how they were being installed and it's a safety hazard. It's just a lot. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It's coming to an end. Let me know if you want more Radiant Britt content. I'm thinking about doing either a deep dive or maybe like a multi-part series similar to this video I did with like different clips from her channel. So if you guys enjoy this type of content, let me know down below if you want to see more. Also, the thumbnail was made by my friend Magicians Manor, and I will leave his info in the description box if you guys need a thumbnail. He does make them for people. So I thought this was a very good representation of what I see when I watch her videos and see all the nitpicking and just ridiculous, outrageous things that she says. Also, stay tuned, make sure your notifications are on, because I'm going to be doing a full breakdown of Sandwichgate. Yes, Sandwichgate, the huge debacle that's been going on. Huge scandal about Alicia and Charity and making sandwiches. You guys saw some of the clips in this video, but I'm going to do like a whole breakdown because I have a lot of thoughts and I want to like start from the beginning of when Sandwichgate started and what has happened. Also, my friend Abby over at Abbadabs is going to be doing a live stream at some point talking about Sandwichgate and some of the stuff that's going on with the Dougherty dozen. So I will leave her channel down below. Make sure you go subscribe to her. She does a lot of good live streams and she talks about a lot of different things. Makeup, true crime, commentary, stuff going on in the community. And her live streams are really fun. So make sure you subscribe to her channel. Yeah, I'm not the only one who thinks that Sandwichgate is ridiculous. Many people do. Okay, see you guys in my next one.